My dear students, today we are discussing about the module 5 of cryptography, network security and cyber law. This module 5 tells about the IT Act, its aim and objectives. So in this chapter, we are going to discuss about the main aim and objectives of IT Act 2000 with respect to the cryptographic requirement. So very first concept is explain the aim and objectives of IT Act 2000. The Information Technology IT stands for Information Technology Act 2000 is an important law related to Indian cyber law. The act strives to achieve the following objectives. The main objectives of IT Act 2000 is to give legal recognition to transactions done by electronic way or by the use of internet. So if you're doing any kind of transaction through the internet, IT Act is going to provide legal recognition for transaction. It also provides permission for digital signatures, accepting the digital signature via computers. It also provides facilities of filling documents through online method. And it also provides authorization to undertake to store their data in electronic storage. It also prevents cybercrime by imposing high penalty. And finally, it also provides facilities to keep books of account by bankers. So these are the few objectives of IT Act. I will repeat the main objectives of IT Act: providing permission for transaction through internet, providing permission for accepting the digital signature via computer, providing facility for filling the information or document through online, allowing the users to store their data in electronic storage. It prevents cybercrime and also provides facilities for books of account by bankers. So this is the first concept of this chapter, which tells about aim and objective of IT Act. Next, the concept is about scope of the act. Why we need this act? What is its scope? Where it is applicable? So this act is required to address the following issues. If you use IT Act 2000 of Indian cybercrime, it allows to solve these problems. Very first one is legal recognition of electronic documents. Second, legal recognition of digital signature. It also used to find out the offenses and to provide justice dispensation for cyber crimes. So in order to address these issues, one is legal recognition of electronic documents, legal recognition of digital signature, offenses, and to give justice for cyber crimes, we need this IT Act. So with respect to IT Act, we need to understand few terminologies because each terminology has its own definition. So we'll discuss the major concepts, which includes the terminology used in IT Act and their definition. So in IT Act, we are going to use a terminology called access. Access means gaining entry into, instructing or communicating with logical, arithmetical or memory functions of the computer. Second terminology is about addressee, which means a person who is intended by the originator to receive the electronic record. Third terminology is about adjecting officer, which means an adjecting officer appointment. Affixing digital signature, so where you are going to get the digital signature of a person through electronic records. Appropriate government, so which means about the law defined by the state government. Asymmetric crypto system, which tells about a system of secure key pair consisting of private key and public key to verify the digital signature. certifying authority, so which allows the person to verify the digital signature certificate. Certification practice statement, so where your certifying authority is going to have a practice of certifying the statement. And the computer, so which means all the electronic, magnetic, optical, high speed data processing, all these can be done under computer, so which includes the input, output, processing, storage, computer software or communication facilities, so which is possible through computer, we need to list out. Next, computer network, which is used for communicating one computer with the other computer by usage of the satellites, microwave or other communication media. You can use the interconnection between the two systems through internet. Next, computer system, which is a collection of one or more devices, including input and output devices, and all these devices are used for extracting the input, getting the output in terms of logical arithmetical method. Next terminology is data, which means a representation of the information, knowledge, facts, concepts or instruction in a systematic manner. Digital signature, which means of authentication of any electronic record by the authority. Next, electronic form, which tells about the information sent or received or stored in the media. Electronic gadget, which means the official gadget published in the electronic form. Electronic record, where you are going to store your data or you are going to record your data in terms of image, in terms of audio, right? So this can be done by using electronic record. Information, the information includes the various data in terms of text, image, voice, sound, code, computer programs, software, or in terms of database. Next terminology is intermediary. With respect to electronic message, we can understand who is sending the information, who is receiving, and where it is storing. All this can be done with the respect to intermediary. And the last terminology with respect to IT Act is key pair, where one person is going to interact with the other person through private keys and public key. In what way the digital signature can be verified by using private key, all these can be discussed with key pair. So this is about few major concepts or important terminologies used with respect to IT Act 2000. Next concept is about important provisions. If you use IT Act, in what way this is providing help in the Indian cyber law? So important provision by using the IT Act is, first one is a digital signature, which is used for the authentication of electronic records. Any subscriber may authenticate an electronic record by affixing his digital signature. The authentication of electronic record shall be affected by the use of asymmetric crypto system and hash function. So hence, anybody can attack the information, anybody can access the data. So in order to have authentication with respect to electronic records, we are going to use digital signature. And here we are going to use few algorithms, so which are used for keeping the electronic record very safely. And third concept is, any person by the use of public key of the subscriber can verify the electronic record. The private key and public key are unique to the subscriber and constitute a functioning key pair. So digital signature allows the person to affix his digital signature. So it is going to encrypt the data by using the hash function. It allows the person to use the public key, and sometimes it allows the person to use private and public key. A very first provision provided by the IT Act is about digital signature. Second concept is electronic governance, which tells about legal recognition of electronic records. If you use this particular IT Act information, you can legally recognize the data, the information which are stored using electronic records. Very first concept is legal recognition of digital signature. So anybody can recognize the signature which is done by a person digitally. It can be verified, it can be recognized very legally by using electronic governance. Second concept is use of electronic records and digital signature in government and its agencies. So it's very, very important to use electronic records, digital signatures in government agencies. So where you can provide higher security, because all the data will be verified by the officers, authority or agencies. Or sometimes you can issue or you can grant any kind of licenses, you can permit, you can sanction, because higher authorities having the maximum authority to do all these things. So the appropriate government may form number of rules to maintain the electronic records very neatly, and it also make a rule to make a payment of any fees or charges through electronic method. That's also possible through this provision. Third provision provided by the electronic media is retention of electronic records. Once the data is created by using electronic devices, we can store those records. We need to keep these records very safely. That concept is called as retention of electronic records. Once, wherever any law provides the documents, records or information, a very important thing is retention. We need to have retention because that information may be used at any time. Anybody can access the information whenever it is required. We can send that information to any person. So all this can be done only when you are able to retain those electronic records. Next, publication of rule, regulation, etc. in electronic gadget. So today we have a corona symptom. We can send any information related to this disease to everyone by using electronic gadget. All public can view, but when you are sending the information in terms of public, when you are sending the information to the public, you need to follow public rules. When you are interested to send the information, when you are interested to public the information, you need to follow publication rule and regulations. Electronic media, electronic gadgets are very, very important for sending the information from person to person, person to group, group to group. But at the same time, you need to follow all the rules made by the government. Next, power to make rules by central government in terms of digital signature. The central government may form number of rules. It may form the act in order to maintain digital signature very safely. So this act made by the central government maintains the information related to type of digital signature, the manner, the format in which digital signature is written, and identification of a person through digital signature, controlling the process and procedure through digital signature, and maintaining the integrity and security as well as the confidentiality, and any other matter which is necessary to give legal effect by using digital signature. So this is with respect to the provision made by the IT Act. I'll repeat, a very important provision made by the IT Act are: 1. The digital signature authentication of electronic records. Second, electronic governance, legal recognition of electronic records. Third, use of electronic records and digital signature in government and its agencies. Then retention of electronic records, publications of rule and regulations, etc. when you are using electronic gadget, and how to use the rules made by the central government. All these are the provision made by IT Act. So next concept tells about attributes, acknowledgement, and dispatch of electronic records. Assume that we are interested to have everything in terms of electronic records. Today you see everybody wants to take a photo by using camera immediately, because to keep that records electronically very safely. Nobody is interested to maintain the record manually. What are the attributes of electronic records? How you are going to acknowledge them, and how you are going to dispatch those electronic records. This is very, very important concept. The attribution of electronic records are: an electronic record shall be attributed to the originator if it was sent by the originator himself, by a person who had the authority to act on behalf of the originator. Third, by an information system programmed by or on behalf of the originator to operate automatically. Attributes of electronic records is that electronic record should be the record from the originator, or a person can act as owner of the record. Third, if anybody wants to operate on that record, either he may be a owner or any person, he can act on behalf of the owner. Next, acknowledgement of the receipt. So once you have an electronic records and you understood what are the attributes of electronic records, how you are going to send those information, how you are going to acknowledge this data. Once the data is stored in terms of electronic record, we need to maintain the communication by having the address. We need to maintain the sufficient information about the originator, because the data may be acknowledged, it may be sent in future time. Hence, originator should have the complete freedom to change the data. And wherever the originator can give acknowledgement about the data validity, once the data is stored in electronic records, we understood the electronic attributes of the electronic record and acknowledgement of the receipt. Later, you can go for dispatching this information to the end user. Time and place of the dispatch is also important, because we need to note down at what time the data is sent, to whom it is sent, and how much data is sent. Everything we need to note down. So when you are sending the data from one user to other user, you should know to whom you are sending through address. After sending the data, you should have a receipt, at what time sent, everything should be recorded electronically, right? And there should be an agreement between the sender and the receiver, because when sender is sending, somebody should be there in the receiving end. If the receiving end is not correct, automatically again the sender will get the data back. And originator, he may have one or more addresses, he may dispatch to number of people. So not only for the person, he can send a group of people also. Usual place of residence is very important when you are registering the data. So these are the information with respect to the IT Act. So today we'll stop the class. So the remaining concept I will discuss in the next class. Okay, thank you.